Testing, testing, testing. Right. Good morning to myself. Got about 15 minutes before market open. Um, Still have these equal highs here. Um, so there's no high impact news today. Um, CPI and PPI come out Wednesday and Thursday. I don't remember which one comes on Wednesday and which one comes on Thursday. It doesn't really matter, but the high impact news is on Wednesday and Thursday. So um, I wouldn't be shocked if today we have really similar price action as we did yesterday. Uh, so I want to go in today with a loose bias. Yesterday I was, I guess, let's see, put all this back. So yesterday, um, I was leaning long for the buy side because the market's bullish, and the night before left all the sell or all the generated buy side here, and then the equal highs here during the London session. Um, but we had sell side below the market as well, so I guess I did have kind of a loose bias yesterday, but I was leaning long. Wasn't able to capture the up move here, but I shorted the high of day here and took profit down around in here. And then lunch macro ran its buy side really nicely. Really weird intraday 1 minute gap here at 12:30. That's very strange. Um, Whenever I see stuff like this, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know. It just ICT's whole philosophy with trading is that everything is predetermined. It's so rigged that everything is predetermined and that it is ran by a computer algorithm, and that buying and selling pressure does not move the market around. And whenever I see a gap like this happen intraday, it's like obvious to me that it's not buying and selling pressure because you're telling me that there wasn't any buyers in this entire range here from 784 to 814. This entire range, there's no buyers. It just gapped down. The only buyer was down here during that small amount of time in the entire world. Bullshit. uh, so yeah, they can take price wherever they want, whenever they want. So that's just kind of crazy. Um, Great. Like, I mean, look at this move down off of that. Anyways, I went short here yesterday and I was targeting the sell side here. Ended up getting stopped in profit here. And then during the overnight session, they ran it to the minor sell side. These dotted lines are the minor sell side. And then that's the major kind of, it's the low of the sell side, right? Oh, we also have a minor sell side here. I don't know why I didn't have that annotated. So that's a minor as well. 1, 2, 3 minor sell sides and then left some. And so this generates more sell side down here. There's now 2 equal lows here. But we also, so we took some minor sell side, but then left equal lows. So the sell side is still intact. But also there's buy side up here from yesterday's high of day. Regular trading hours high of day. Equal highs here and here. And then this one here. So there's also buy side above the market. I guess I'll label that high as kind of the major buy side. Really, this it, I don't know. So I like to do the dotted lines as minor buy and sell side, and then the bold lines um, as like the major buy side or sell side. Um, so technically, in the context of this range, this is the major buy side, and then anything below it is minor. But in the context of, so like, technically this should be a dotted line, but in the context of the range from this high to this low, that would be the major and these would be minor. So, and if I label every single high in here a minor sell side, it can get fuzzy as to where it's at in price action. So I like to kind of take, I don't know, I guess just find a specific range. I think this high I would be satisfied with. I don't necessarily want to expect these London highs today, but this one to me could be a best case scenario. And then anything below that is fine too. And another example of what I'm trying to say is that this daily buy side is still up here intact. 60. So we can see it right here. That's the major buy side that I'm looking for. Okay. That bold green line. I'll go back to the 1 minute. That's this here. There's a couple minor buy side liquidity pools below it. In fact, we took one of them, and I'm going to get rid of the one we took. So that one we took. So I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of that one. This high is in such close proximity to that one. I'm not going to annotate it. So technically, this here should be a minor buy side because it's below the major, but that can get confusing. So I'm wanting to limit my focus basically to specific ranges just for the day. So in my mind, I don't necessarily want to shoot for these highs while it could get there. I think this is good enough because there's also the sell side that was left down here and then also this sell side. So buy side, sell side, below and above the market, ahead of high impact news with no news today. So I want to be really loose with my bias. We do have a large new day opening gap today. Whereas yesterday we had a very small one. So that could help. So because of that, today could be a little cleaner than yesterday. We'll just have to wait and see. Bro, I cannot get it on that level. I think I'll keep that labeled as minor sell side. Keep that one labeled as minor. Um, I'll do a major. I'll do a major sell side liquidity, and then that's the London lows as well. And I can go ahead and label these levels here as minor. Market's going to open in 2 minutes. Oh, go ahead and label these minor buy side liquidity pools. Um, there's obviously a minor sell side right here as well. So I'm just labeling all the liquidity and I'll just try to get an idea of what it wants to do after it opens, because it could go either direction today. I think I want to lean for the sell side, but I want buy side to get taken first. Right. That's the wow. Okay. Go ahead and get this new day opening gap annotated. So mid gap closure is basically happening right away. It left buy side up here. That's really nice. So now I want to see how you have to have a loose bias. Now I want to be leaning for buy side. Because it left all that up there. Um, dang. Full gap closure immediately. That went really fast. Really, really fast. Hmm. Full gap closure. Swept the minor. Sell side pools. Um, bullish SMT on yes. Now we just have to decipher, is it gonna run for the sell side here, or is it gonna leave it, just take the minor sell side pools and then snap back up for the buy side up here? Get rid of this one. It's just too messy. Need to clean something up on the chart. Go ahead and get rid of this too, because that's been handled and dealt with. We're staying above the midpoint of this Friday first presented and swept the sell side. Trading into this gap here in an order block. Buried a body below these lows now. Technically, this is a minor sell side, these London lows. If I zoom out here, the real major sell side is right here. So we could tip that and then leave these intact and then come back up to the buy side. That was a nice run for the sell side. Um, used the new week opening gap to run down to there. Now I want to see, does it have a willingness to just sweep this and leave this one? Premium wick highs right here, or a discount wick rather. Minor. Measure this, because this could be an inversion for value gap. ES still has sell side here that it hasn't taken. I like the idea of heading higher um, back into the range. I think people are going to try to chase this short, but I don't. I'm still bullish on the higher time frame, and I don't think any significant move outside the range is going to happen until at least tomorrow after that news driver comes out. So that's really interesting. I like that wick back up like that into the discount wick on the daily chart. The only thing I'm concerned about is does it want to go take the sell side uh, down here? Because it could do that. It could go tip that. Hmm. See, yes, there you go. Yes, took those equal lows. So now I feel a lot more comfortable going long because ES took a minor um, sell side. Two wicks stabbing like that and closing high. It's interesting. Gotta close above this. That validates it as inversion for value gap. I want this to be a breakaway gap as well, this up close candle. I'm going to demand that it goes because this is a little aggressive. Um, I'm really low in the range here. And if this candle closes high, I don't really want to see a return to the inversion. I'd rather it just continue pressing higher up to this inefficiency. It could stop me out, break even. I know that. But I just want to protect my capital. So that's break even. I suppose what I could have done is taken a partial profit up here as a scalp and then gotten back in down here because then I'd have some profit and that would be risk mitigation. And I could have the same stop loss but half the risk because I took a small profit here. Um, I'm just really hesitant because these lows are down here. Like I just feel a little uncomfortable with these lows being down here. Um, really, that's my main concern, I suppose. I think it's okay to be demanding in such a challenging market condition. Um, Probably going to stab below these lows and trade into this fair value gap. There it is. Go ahead and get rid of that sell side as well. So right now I'm feeling pretty good about getting out break even. It's, you know, this hasn't, this is officially not a breakaway gap because we filled it in. So looking at the 5-second chart, there are a bunch of equal lows here, and you can see that with the 1-minute wicks. And we just swept those out here. So like it's going to stab below this low again, and if it does that, the sell side is a lot more likely. See, it's okay to be aggressive with your risk management, especially if you're feeling skeptical. Because I just, saved $100 there. So the sell side has officially been engaged. Want that midpoint to be a different color, to yellow. So this is that daily discount wick that we're trading into. We just took sell side. Just about macro as well. And this is the upper octant of the daily inversion fair value gap. Stabbing into that upper octant. Bodies closing above the upper quadrant of the daily wick. Looking at the 5-second chart, there's really clean equal highs up here. You can't really see it on the 1 minute, but there's really clean equal highs up here. Really tempting to look for a long in here. Uh, Seems bullish. All right, here's our 950 macro. Trying to see if we get another stab below here one more time. So that body closed below my key level. It is also putting a body below the liquidity though here, so but I kind of want to see this low taken because I think it closed below the midpoint of this wick. Yes, it did. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. I want to be going against people trying to chase the short. That's my idea right now. Might be a good idea to wait for 10 o'clock as well, because that can be a key time for the market to turn. Hmm. At this point, I would really like to see it stab below these lows. I'm gonna go ahead and get rid of that sell side level. Because the body here closed below the Wix midpoint, and with the information I have right now, it is respecting this inefficiency. And we've generated some lows here. I really want to see a stab. It doesn't have to take all of them necessarily. I think that would be better, but I'd like to see it take some of this here. Body above the midpoint is a sign of bullishness. Hmm. We've taken sell side and we're trading into a key level on the daily chart. So I really want to lean for higher prices. And I really want to see one more stab lower. It doesn't need to take the low down here, but I want to see a stab lower. This rate, that might not happen. It might just run this high and it might just keep going. Really interesting. It's tempting to get in on that inversion. It's really tempting. Yeah. Hmm. I feel like this is going to run higher, but I just might not participate. Oh well. I was very close to getting in down here. Had it taken this low and traded to that midpoint, I would have gotten in there. Um, had it had a stab below an internal low, I would have gotten that. It was really tempting to get in on this inversion here. Um, but I wanted to see that stab lower. This is a key moment right here. If it's gonna go for the buy side, it needs to really rip through this and start trading into this inefficiency. If it starts kind of slowing down above this high and just kind of peekabooing into this inefficiency, then I feel like it could kind of come back down into this range here. I am really confident in this buy side, though. I'm really confident in that. Could be that this is break of structure, and then maybe it'll offer a retracement, but I just don't know. 5 minute looks really interesting. Hmm. I was so close to get in here. I was really close to doing it. Um, it's just a little, I mean, just really the smallest little thing didn't happen that I wanted to see, and then I wanted to wait, and then but then it just kind of went. Technically, this is a much larger inversion. This is a suspension block, so this isn't the true version. This is the true inversion. It's rather large. This looks like a market maker buy model. It really does. I feel like this was the entry, this inversion. I was just hesitant. I was just real hesitant. And maybe I shouldn't have been. Because, it's reasonable for it to take this high at a a minimum. And then once that happens, I can just go to break even in here. And it's doing a pretty good job right now. This needs to be blue. Blue. So that's the new day opening gap. I'm a little disappointed I didn't get in down here. Um, it's fine. It's okay. Um, because I was so close to entering. I really was. Um, yeah, I just felt, I don't know. I like that I was really aggressive with the stop loss here because this type of, I guess, structure here, I would want to demand it just snap back up here very, like almost just as quickly as it came down. Uh, because I don't know how to explain it. I had conviction whenever it stabbed with the wicks below this low into my key level here. Um, and then the body closed above the inversion. That is nice to see. That gave me conviction, so I entered on the inversion fair value gap with the stop at the low. But I don't know how to explain it. All of that happening is within a very small amount of time, I guess, right? It's happening between 9:35 a.m. and 9:42 a.m. So less than 10 minutes of time uh, has passed during this setup. So I would want to demand that it take very little time to run up into this. Um, so whenever it gets this move higher and closes decently high, I just want to demand it takes very little time to continue moving into the range because there is very little time spent within this accumulation. Whereas from 9:35 a.m. over to, I mean, basically just about 10 o'clock, that's almost 30 minutes of time, right? So if I was getting in down here, um, because more time has passed, there's been more time in this range, then I guess I could afford or feel more comfortable waiting longer, if that makes sense. I don't know. Um, yeah, I feel like because this set up in such a small amount of time, it makes sense to want to demand that it run in a small amount of time as well. It just go quick. And that ended up being a good decision because I got out break even and then it would have stopped me. But really good money management in here. And then here, I just didn't, for whatever reason, have the conviction that I needed really this candle closing below the level here and then this wicks midpoint, I think that's what threw me off. But there's sell side liquidity here, and it hadn't placed a body below it yet. So because that sell side's here, this is just I mean, this isn't a big deal considering the context of it's accumulating liquidity. And it failed to reach the midpoint of this daily discount wick. So that's bullish. Just the fact that it missed that, was unable to reach to it. So that makes this really not that big a deal. And then we ran higher, break of structure, order block, upper quadrant of that daily level. The bodies stayed above it here. And then we ran higher. So I think I just needed to have more confidence in this being accumulation of longs. uh, make the new day gap bold for a second because we're currently trading at the lower quadrant and we reached for the consequence encroachment here. And we're kind of stuck in that range now. If it's bullish and it's going to go take out the buy side, which I think it is, that would mean this is still in discount because if it's going to fill in the new day gap to the upside, we're in the lower portion of it. So this is a discount. It might be a premium if you're considering this high to this low, like that range. You could consider it a premium because it's probably above equilibrium, just eyeballing it. Yeah. So technically, this is a premium of this high to this low, that range. But if you're just looking at the new day gap as a range, it's in discount. And the draw is above the new day gap. Of course, if it reaches for an even cheaper discount, then even better. But what I'm saying is it might not need to do that. It's technically within the context of the new day gaps range, this is a discount. Just took minor sell side here. I was just about to say, I think this could explode higher from here. This could be the second stage of the move up to the buy side. Notice it did not leave the new day gap's range. So it just reached for discount within the new day gap range. And it's pressing higher, even if it didn't necessarily reach for a discount of this range or of this range. Hmm. Little 5 minute inefficiency we traded into right here. This wick. This should be a breakaway. So we left equal highs and we're taking sell side. Just about 1020 as well. 1030 could form a higher low, so it would make sense if right around 1020 we start running. And with the buy side being the draw, I want to lean for longs. Getting in here at the low, the lower portion of this first presented from Friday, in this wick, the idea that this should be a breakaway gap. So my stop is inside the 5 minute breakaway gap near the low of it. And equal highs here. ES just took sell side. So it's 1020. I want to see it start running higher ahead of 1030. I want to see an acceleration up to these equal highs here. If this internal high gets taken, I'll go to break even. So I'd want that to start a chain reaction up to these highs. I'm going to go to break even and demand that it keep going because I'm watching the 5-second chart. Same concept. This high just got taken. I want that to, okay, that's out break even. With the high of this candle getting taken, I would have wanted that to start a chain reaction up to this high and then that high. And because it's chopping in here, I feel like it could reach for a deeper discount, and I don't really want to take the drawdown. Because what did I say? I said at 1020, which is here, I want to see it start moving higher ahead of 1030. That hasn't happened yet. And 1030 is coming up here. So it could still work. It could still go higher. But I'm just trying to be really demanding and specific with what I want to see. ES stabbed another low. A little bit of a bullish S&T on NQ. It's higher up in this range than ES is. Working the low of the new day gap. And really, I think this up close candle should be a breaker. So it shouldn't go below the midpoint of this up close candle. It should stay in this range and pop higher. See, being demanding with your trades can be nice. Sometimes you might miss a move that you otherwise would have gotten to participate in, but the majority of the time, you're going to save yourself money. You're going to save yourself from losses, like I did over here. And even right now, I'm saving myself all this mental capital all the stress of this back and forth choppy price action. And guess what? I'd be out break even right now anyway. Why? Because it just went and tipped that high, and I want to see it go. If it's going to take a high like that, my expectation is bullish. I want to see it like snap higher, like a chain reaction. But it's just tipping highs. Just tipping internal highs and coming back down into the range, and it's just forming liquidity. It's also forming sell side liquidity. And I don't want to turn into the sell side liquidity. So I'm saving a lot of mental capital, a lot of stress here, getting out break even. And I save myself from a loss over here, getting out break even. And if you're right on the trade and it's gonna go, you can be extremely demanding and not get stopped at break even, because if you're right, it should just go straight to your target very quickly. So it's just about 10:30. We're in the middle of the range for the day. I like the idea of tipping these internal highs at a bare minimum. Uh, so, I could get in long here and then look for these highs. And then once those highs get met, go to break even and wait and see if it goes to the buy side. Um, the 10-10, the end of the 10-10 macro is right here. And then all we've done since then is accumulate and offer a very small discount. So I like the idea of going higher because it's offered just a small discount, which means to me that it's really strong and it wants to go to these highs. It should run the internal highs here. It could be waiting for the next macro as well. It could be waiting for the 1050 macro, and it just continued to do this because um, there is a high possibility for high resistance liquidity today. There's a really obvious draw on liquidity. Now that we've taken sell side, the draw to the upside is really obvious now. But we're still in a market condition where we could have high resistance. And we didn't have it this morning. This morning, it just ran immediately. Um, so it would make sense if right around this time it started doing this. Because, I mean, so think about it. I got out break even right here extremely early because it didn't do exactly what I wanted it to do. So I just said, that's okay. I'll just get out. Would I not be out break even right here as well? Just, what, 10 minutes later? So I saved myself from a lot of mental stress and anxiety with this back and forth. Is it going to go? Is it not going to go? And whenever it took this high here, it needs to chain react. It needs to explode up above these highs. And it didn't do that. So I'd be at break even anyway. And this is what it's doing. It's trapping early buyers, people trying to buy it early, and they're putting their stops below the lows. That's what it's doing when it's going back and forth like this. So it trapped people going long early. They put their stops here, and they went and took them. They literally went and took their sell stops at a discount. That's why it's nice to be demanding. Because if it's ready to go and you're on side and your timing is correct, you can be extremely demanding. Um, like right here, if my timing had been correct, then whenever this candle comes in and it closes up here, I can go to break even, and the very next candle won't come back down to this, and it'll just continue expanding if my timing is correct. I mean, if I had gotten in here, let's say this breaking structure happened, I got in on the order block and then this upper quadrant. If I got in right around in here, and then it moves higher, and we get this secondary breaking structure and this little fair value gap. If at that point I went to break even anywhere in here, did it come back down and stop me at break even? Or did it continue pressing higher immediately because my timing would have been correct? It would have just kept going immediately. So it's okay to be extremely demanding. Because most of the time, you're probably just going to save yourself money and you're not going to miss a move. And if the move starts running without you after you've already gotten stop break even, there's always the opportunity to get back in. It just might not be at the exact price that you wanted initially. I like that. This looks really bullish to me. Um, this move up and then back down just hurt buyers. Like it literally, retail bought the breakout because that's the breakout. This pivot high is a breakout of the bull flag. Retail bought that, put their stops at the low of the bull flag, and then smart money came down and took their positions at a lower price. That is what happened there. So smart money is accumulating longs. In my mind, that's what they're doing. They accumulated longs down here. They accumulated here. They got more down here. They took partial profits here, and they're getting back in down here. And then they're going to offload the majority of their profits up here at the sell side liquidity or the buy side liquidity. Why the buy side liquidity? Because um, if they own it, right? If they're buying down here and they want to sell, they have to sell to buyers at a higher price. So I'm feeling pretty confident, especially after seeing that. That's a really obvious manipulation right here. And it could be that now it's in a buy program and it just boop 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 boop. It could slowly grind up there. That's also really challenging for retail. It's challenging for everyone whenever it just kind of slowly, like it could. Let me draw a picture. Now that it's done this manipulation, I could see a reality where it's like doing this. Maybe it goes down one more time, and it just kind of does one of these, and everyone's just getting hurt back and forth because people are trying to short it, people are trying to go long, but it's, maybe just not running like you'd want. Maybe they get stopped out. Maybe then we get right around up in here, and then we come down and we do one of these, boom, real quick. Like I could see this happening, and that would be a form of high resistance in my mind because this inefficiency should get traded through extremely quickly because it's sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency. So they would want, in a normal market condition, it should deliver buy side through this very quickly. And then especially because there's buy side stacked above it. But because of the high impact news coming up, I wouldn't be shocked if this type of price action continues, but it just kind of starts going higher. And then maybe there's a manipulation and then it'll snap the buy side. But I think I'm going to take a break. I'm happy with my trading today. I've been uh, correct in my analysis for the most part. Um, I've mitigated my I mitigated my loss here, and I'm saving myself a lot of stress getting out break even right here. Um, I could miss a move right while I'm gone taking a break or whatever, but that's okay. I'm happy with how I've read the market today, and it'll be fun to see if this comes up to my target uh, later on when I come back.